25 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. The marine forecast for New York Harbor, including Raritan Bay, for today.
Good morning. My name is Timothytrespas, and I am on a boat. Oh, look, the helicopter went away. Thank goodness. It was there for an hour up in the sky directly over there. And as soon as I pushed broadcast, it drove away, went away. So, oh, it's all wet over here. What am I gonna do? I don't want to sit in the wet. We had a really serious, well, it wasn't that serious, but we had a serious rainstorm last night. It wasn't that serious. Oh, I laugh at myself. Yeah, the helicopter's gone. As soon as I put on my phone, I hear it somewhere, but it's not over me. It was right over my head for a while, so it really sucks to wake up to noise like that. Helicopter noise. Anyway, enough of this stupid helicopter crap. Good morning! Good morning. I'm still asleep. But as you can see here, it's peaceful and quiet and calm and nice and sunny. And where can I put this thing so it'll actually... Oh, almost dropped it into the hole. Okay, now I'm making a mess, spilling coffee. Okay, this is fun, isn't it? Where are we? There we are. I'm sorry to be such an idiot, but now what does this say? My phone keeps saying stuff to me, and I don't know what it means. I'm just gonna keep pretending to broadcast, whether it's broadcasting or narrowcasting, any kind of casting. It tells me that there are 2 people watching this. Hi, 2 people watching this. That's kind of cool, huh? Where am I? What am I looking at? And why did the phone turn around? That's really weird now. Oh man. I don't know. Somehow the phone decided to turn around so that this is my last cigarette. Not meaning I'm quitting, but that I don't have any more. So forgive me. Weird. Oh, I do have coffee here. This is probably stupid to keep broadcasting because I'm not saying anything. Anyway, I had a really cold, wet, damp night, and I don't know if you can see it, the way the water is beating up on the boat. But there's like a yellow section and a white section. The yellow section is where I did the polyurethane. The white section is where I didn't do the polyurethane. The white section looks better than the yellow section. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep doing the polyurethane. Oh! Ow! What does that say? Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. How? Rotate device back to what? This is what it did to me. Anyway, I got a big can of polyurethane here. Marine grade polyurethane. It cost me $26 at the hardware store. And I got this great broom that I broke. This is my broom. I broke it yesterday trying to clean the boat. Now, I don't know if you can see in here. This is a hold that I washed. Again, the phone is saying the orientation is locked. Yeah, thanks phone. It was so dirty and nasty and yucky in there. And so I used vinegar, which they say is really good to kill the mold spores. Excuse And this is so weird. I don't know why the phone did that. So I can't tell what I'm doing, or what you can see, or what I can see here anyway. So I was gonna just paint over it, but I figured let me wash it first. Unfortunately, I had to use salt water to rinse it, so I left it open all night for the rain. I don't know if you can see in there. Let's see. Can you see how dirty that is? That one spot of white. Well, it's supposed to be white like that. So that's what I was doing yesterday. Washing and cleaning and scrubbing. It was so much fun in the pouring rain. It was pouring rain, and I'm standing out on the deck of my boat with rain pants and a raincoat, military rain gear, and my sneakers, which are now soaking wet, even though they've been in the sun for an hour or two. And oh, you know, all the other boats are coming by, and they're staring at me and honking, and because they honk when they go by. It's you're supposed to blow like that, one horn, when you're backing out or going past other boats that may be launching. That's actually a train noise, but the train is right over the fence. This isn't working. Anyway, that will fall. The train is right over the fence. Petra is having a really hard time with the voice to skull. The other day, they told her that I had been arrested for God knows what, and that I was now on death row, and that she could come and hold my hand for the lethal injection. And she got so upset. My phone battery had died, so she couldn't call me back because she called me so many times. The battery died, and so she panicked, and in her panic, she wasn't carrying her normal shoulder purse or whatever. She had put everything in another bag because the other one was so infested, she thought with more gallons, probably, and it was drying because she washed it. And so she lost her bag, left it somewhere, walked away in a frenzy, a tizzy, lost her wallet, lost all her ID, her benefit card for food stamps and Medicaid and stuff, her ID, you know, and all her money. She had, I don't know how much she had, $100, whatever. It was all the money we had. I had $1 something left, and I gave it to her when I left. I got $4 left on the food stamps for breakfast this morning, and I'm not going to get money, God willing, on the 1st, so we just got to make it through, you know. But the fact that she was so upset, they keep her constantly hysterical and fighting. She fights with me all the time about everything. Because I imagine they're constantly, you know, challenging her will, and she's learning to prove her will. There's another helicopter, but that one's just going by. It's shiny and red. Wow. Anyway, and so she's so, you know, thick-necked, hard-headed, whatever you want to call it, like, hello? But of course, that could all be just my misperception. On further analysis, although the things she believes are delusional based on the beliefs that the voices in the broadcast feed her 24/7 even when she's sleeping, you know, they're nonsense. most of the things they say are nonsense. They're not even complete sentences. They imply, you know, and it's up to you to fill in the blanks, like, you have to leave. You're gonna leave. It's time to leave. You have to leave. Like, what does that mean? Leave what? Leave when? Leave where? For what? It doesn't mean anything. It's just a repetitive, you know, command, but it doesn't mean anything if you analyze it. And they do that a lot. They leave out words, or they use, you know, I'm trying to say something, imperative pronouns. I don't even know what I'm talking about. They use language that is not complete. It implies things, or leaves, you know, dangling participles, misplaced modifiers, and it allows you to fill it in. I told you that was gonna fall. That's what it's like to fall twice. All right, that's not a good place for the poem. Anyway, I don't know if we're even still. Yeah, it seems to be. 3 people there. Thank you for watching my chatter for this long. I appreciate your willingness to abide with me. I'm really having a great time here. I'm sorry. I need to get away from the insanity that these people have put on me. Even when I'm sitting here, they're like, you're gonna die, you're gonna sink your boat, blah, 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 blah. They never shut up. Never. But I have found, you know, from God or whatever, that I just ignore it as best I can. It constantly, I'm in emotional upheaval constantly. I am under stress, high, continual stress, constantly. And so that's why I need this. That's why I need this. The constant rocking back and forth of the boat on the water, the sounds of the birds, even the traffic and the trucks and the helicopters. It's just all background noise to this. Over there they got scrap metal. They're loading barges with crushed cars and scrap metal. I barely hear it. It's just background noise. It makes wonderful tonalities and crunching and clanging. And over here, there's this giant Pulaski Bridge. And every now and then, they open it. It's a drawbridge. And it makes this screaming, almost human sound as the giant metal gears turn these giant other rollers and gears and lift many, many thousands of pounds of iron into the air so that a boat could pass under. It's just amazing. Even these trucks over here, Fresh Direct, they got their big barbed wire, keep out fence, their security guards who hang out in the back and do as little as possible. I like them. And, you know, they run their motors to keep their refrigerators going. I barely notice it. You know, it's on right now. Right. And I got a train yard up there. Long Island Railroad, freight cars go by every now and then. Not whole trains, like they're just connecting trains. It's very quiet. And a few whistles and honks in the distance, and some diesel engine noise. I love it here. Look at all these boats. There's three kayak clubs over there. There's one on that side. There's two on that side. Harbor Labs is down there. You could look that one up. It's pretty cool. Harbor Lab. They do all this river keeper stuff. You know, planting stuff along the edges of the water. Natural species that are supposed to be here as part of the ecosystem that help keep the birds alive. You know, this kind of stuff. Right next to giant drums of petrochemicals. I never see anyone over there. I have not seen a single soul over there. And over here we got the fire department has a giant warehouse where they fix their trucks, and the guys fish off the back in their spare time. It's wonderful. We got a cable company fleet over here, Spectrum or something. Who cares, man? It's wonderful. So, you know, this is my momentary respite from the hell that I'm being put through. You know, it's like I look at myself in the mirror. I'm 50 years old. 50 years old. A pruned up old toothless codger. Yeah, man. I love it. Not the toothless codger part. But anyway, I'm pulling my socks out, my pants out from my socks because it was so cold yesterday. At night, every night here, I've been wearing 2 pairs of pants, regular pants and rain pants that are rubberized. And I'm still cold. So, I keep a candle burning for warmth. It's because I leave all the things open. Last night I closed it up, it was raining. It was wonderful. I have my butane stove I turn on and warm myself when I wake up shivering. This Morgellons is killing me. My circulation is... My hands go numb, my feet go numb, my face, I'm losing my, feeling in my face. It's just on and on. So I was reading this thing about people who get old and how the body weakens and all this. And it said that people who exercise regularly and work out in their older age, 50, 60, when they're 70 or 80, they can still go to the bathroom by themselves, they can still put on their clothes, they can, get down the stairs, get out of bed. And I said, you know what, I'm laying here in bed staring at the ceiling, waiting to die. And God said, here, poof, and gave me these barbells, these 2 little 20-pound, and I took them home. I could barely lift them. I barely get them up the stairs, and they're sitting on my floor waiting for me to carry them back down and throw them away again, because I realized this is boring. It's pointless. It's stupid. If the only reason I'm moving these pieces of metal and straining is so that I can go to the bathroom by myself when I'm 70, am I gonna live to be 70? And so, no. And this opportunity here, it forces me to ride my bike 6 miles a day. It forces me to carry water on my back for miles. It forces me to climb over fences. It forces me to jump all over the deck and grab onto wires and hang and spin and climb and fall. And, sailing is I've barely even done it. Only 2 times have I gone out and put up these sails, and I'm not still figuring it out. I mean, I get it. I know how it works, but wow. All right, a change of subject. The one thing that really drives me crazy about this boat, about any boat, and this I've learned now, is like when you're on a bicycle or a car or an aircraft, and when you stop the vehicle, put on the brakes, it stops, and you sit there waiting to move again. When you stop your boat, when you turn off the engine and you're in the water and you're not tied up to something, the boat keeps going. It doesn't care. it follows the tide, it follows the current, and you're like, but I want to go that way. No, the boat will start spinning around, floating away, like just long enough to run down into the hold and grab the map, or just long enough to rip the sail cover off and hoist the mainsail, and you're completely like about to head into the dock or something. It's really crazy. Even tying the rudder to, lashing the rudder to the standing rigging doesn't really help. Sometimes I think that I have, never mind. I'm joking about my rudder. My rudder has some play in it, and it turns almost all the way around, like the handlebars on a bicycle that turn all the way around. There's really not a point to that. I'm always worried about it falling off, because I read this story about the guy whose rudder fell off in the middle of the, yeah, that worries me all the time. What do I do when my engine fails and I'm out? You can't see it from here, man, but when you go around that bend, the water opens up like, a mile or something, and these giant freighters and ships covered with cargo, and I mean, stuff you expect to see at the ocean is there, bearing down on you. There's lanes of commercial traffic, ferries that shoot across, and pleasure crafts like me. It's really insane, and that's just in the East River, man. I haven't gone out past the Williamsburg Bridge yet, because it's so scary. Not during the day. I went out at night, and I will never go out at night again without a reason or a great big light, because you're out there and it's pitch black. You see the lights of the city, but the water, I hit a buoy. I was so scared. I had turned off my motor and lashed my rudder and was playing with the sail and trying to get my map or something, and boom! The sound reverberated, the whole boat shook, and I said, oh my God, what have I done? I started praying, dear Lord, please send angels to help me. And, thank you for sending them. I realized I had hit a navigation buoy. The light wasn't on, and I had drifted right into it. So now I'm crawling around on the hull, and I got my little flashlight. I'm looking for holes. I'm like, oh no. But luckily the buoy didn't leave any holes. It only left some, let's see, can you even see it from here? No, I guess I cleaned it off. This is the hull of my boat. It only left some dirty red paint and some seabird poop. Oh, thank you, Lord, for not sinking me. It was so terrifying. So I gathered my whatever and made, got back on the deck and started the engine. I think I put the sail down at that point because, yeah, it was just blowing all over the place, and I really wasn't getting anywhere. All right, I think I've rambled and talked enough now. I think my battery's gonna die. So thank you all for listening to my tales of seaworthiness, and I mean, come on, it's been 10 years. I've been tortured for 10 years. Longer, I didn't even know it, for so many years. Since I was a child, even. And all I ask is a few moments. And that's the thing they don't want to give you. It's like, no quarter. You will have no quarter. The Lord is my shepherd. And, whatever he wants. I turned on the radio last night. One more thing. There's this kooky AM broadcast of this religious channel. They play the horrible music, but they talk every now and then. They read scripture, and I love that. And he comes on, he says, when God gives you affliction, he's not chastising you or punishing you. He has chosen you. And he's going on about it. He's like, I get self-indulgent and start worrying and whining and just like everyone. And it's funny how sometimes these broadcasts speak to me as though, it's like I turn on the radio knowing that God will communicate with me. I walk down the street knowing that God communicates with me. He doesn't talk in my head too much because I asked him not to. And there are these moments where things just seem so perfect, connected. Even the bad things are right in some way, and it's like God has his fingertip on your shoulder or something. It says, pay attention now, and everything just flows together. I think the Chinese call it the Tao, or the Way, or it's this, I can't even explain it. It's still, in this reality, it's not a meditative state. It's, I don't know. For all I know, it's a few neurons misfiring or being stimulated, but because I do know that you can zap somebody's brain and they'll have a religious experience, a spiritual experience. So, the brain is the biological conformer and interpreter and mechanization of this physical incarnation. So, and look, it's going to be low tide. I don't know if you can see that. It's really hard to see, but when the water goes down, the black stuff is where the water goes. The barnacles and the mold and the dark whatever. I don't know. I don't want to ask. It's teeming with life. I can see that. It all vibrates with life. My new Morgellons vision has shown me life vibrates in this particular way. Anyway, the water goes down below that board at the lowest of low tides, and there's like a hole under there, and there's crabs and little fish and stuff. I don't know if you can see them now. There's little fish in there, little tiny fish right there. And the weird thing is that the water treatment plant, the one I showed you yesterday up there beyond that thing, they release the quote-unquote clean water down this creek, but they only do it at certain times and tides so that it carries it out. I watch it. There's like a sheen of oily stuff on the water, and the weirdest part, I know what it is. I know that it's poop that's been eaten by bacteria and enzymes and absorbed by whatever, and however they purify it, and whatever's left is the oils and the weirdest thing, the scariest thing to me is there are all these little worms. They're not swimming around. Maybe they're not even worms. I don't know what they are, but they sure look like worms to me. Little white, long, stringy, floaty things. And millions of them. And those are coming out of people. In order to get here, I mean, unless it's part of the thing they use to eat I gotta look this up and see what it is they use to eat the poop. Usually it's like bacteria, not worms, but who knows? Which means if the worms aren't part of the mechanism to clean, then they're coming out of the people. And it's really kind of scary to think about that. This is like the secret that no one tells you. Because the guys that work at the water treatment plant, they don't talk much about it. Because it really stinks over there. I mean, I almost threw up when I went by. On one side it smelled fine, the other side, thank God I'm not downwind of that. It's actually very clean here. There's birds in the water, there's fish, there's crabs. But every so often they run that out wash. So far I've only seen it once. I've been here like 2 weeks now, so. Anyway, my battery's gonna die. Thank you all for watching. I'll leave you with the sun. I can't read any of these things that you're saying. These people are saying things. What does that say? There's no way I can read that, but maybe next time I'll be able to read it. Thank you for watching, and see, there's a bird. A seagull. I don't know if I'm catching it on this. Anyway. Take care. God bless you. Now, how do you stop this?